And the kids, yeah, the kids, we all thought they were this tragic little family. They weren't his. We found the DNA records later.
You had a baby in a house when you were 13 years old and we can't find you. By the way, where's the baby buried? I asked that question to her. And she said what happened after she gave birth was they called her mom and they said that she's got to go. I said, how do you know the baby was dead? You're telling me they moved you into a room and they induced labor after you said, I don't want to give up my child.
If what Candace Owens just hinted at ends up being real, then this whole situation doesn't just complicate Erika Kirk's story. It flips the entire narrative upside down. For months, people online have been circling around the same uncomfortable question again and again. Was Erika ever actually pregnant at all? And if she truly was pregnant, the next question hits even harder and gets way more explosive. Was the child really Charlie's? Right now, there are quiet whispers moving behind the scenes about alleged DNA proof that's supposedly being shared privately. Those rumors aren't slowing down either. They're getting louder every single day. What used to stay tucked away in small internet circles is suddenly bursting out into the open, and people everywhere are starting to pay attention. But before anyone jumps too far ahead, there's something simple and very real that people keep pointing out. In today's world, pregnancies get documented constantly. Photos, videos, updates, everything ends up online. And when the person involved is a public figure or someone who lives their life in front of a camera, those moments usually get captured even more. Yet with Erika, something feels oddly missing. There isn't a single candid photo showing her clearly pregnant, not one public sighting with a visible baby bump. No paparazzi shots, no casual pictures, no random unfiltered social media moment where people could actually see it. And that detail stands out even more because Erika built her entire public image around being on camera. Erika has filmed herself constantly for years. On stage, on airplanes, at conferences, and during emotional moments most people would normally keep private. Her life has been documented almost non-stop. That's exactly why the next part of this story has become so hard for many people online to ignore. When Charlie passed away, Erika didn't step away from the camera. She did the complete opposite. She picked up the camera right away and started documenting everything. She filmed herself grieving. She even recorded the moment she kissed her husband goodbye. Those were deeply personal moments, the kind most people would keep within their closest circle. Yet they were shared publicly in real time for everyone to see. And that's where the contradiction people keep talking about starts to stand out. Why would pregnancy be treated as something completely sacred and hidden, while grief, loss, and one of the most painful goodbyes imaginable were broadcast immediately to the world? If privacy was truly the guiding rule behind those choices, then why did that privacy only apply to one very specific chapter of her life?
Seeing Charlie in an elevator, everything about Charlie is adding up. I cannot get a single person to confirm if they saw Erika, who's apparently out and about. I then thought, wouldn't it make sense? She screams in the middle of a parking lot. She screams in the middle of a doctor's office. Everybody kind of knows where they were when Charlie got shot. Okay, if this doctor's office had people in it, there's going to be someone who said, hey, I heard a giant scream at my doctor's office.
That difference is exactly what keeps raising eyebrows across the internet. It's also the point where many people online started digging deeper and asking even more questions. Erika's entire online identity has always been built around her marriage. Even her social media handles say Mrs. Erika Kirk, tying her public image directly to that last name. That's why when the ultrasound footage appeared, viewers quickly spotted something that didn't sit right with them at all. The name shown on the ultrasound reportedly wasn't Erika Kirk. Instead, people say it showed her maiden name, Erika Franza. Now, there could be a simple explanation for that. Maybe it was older paperwork still in the system. Maybe a hospital record that hadn't been updated yet. Or maybe just some basic administrative mix-up. Those things do happen. But when someone's entire public persona revolves around being Mrs. Erika Kirk, seeing a completely different name on something as important as an ultrasound immediately caught people's attention and raised a lot of eyebrows. And that wasn't the only detail viewers started pointing out. According to what many people noticed, Charlie wasn't present during that ultrasound appointment. Instead, Erika reportedly went to the hospital with her mother, Lori. On its own, that detail might not mean much at all. Families support each other during medical visits every day. But once people started combining that with the lack of clear pregnancy photos, the questions began stacking up quickly. When there isn't strong public documentation, even the smallest details suddenly start to matter a lot more. And that's exactly why the internet began looking at everything much more closely. Then people started digging through older clips, and a few awkward moments quickly caught attention. In one conversation, Erika struggled to remember her own wedding anniversary. At another point, she even stumbled while talking about important dates connected to her children. Those clips started circulating online fast, and they sparked another wave of speculation across social media. There's also a moment from Charlie's podcast that viewers keep replaying over and over. During the discussion, Erika casually mentioned that her obstetrician was no longer alive. That single comment left a lot of listeners confused. People immediately started asking questions and searching for more context because the remark felt sudden and unexplained.
Yeah, that's Erika Kirk getting an ultrasound. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not that woman has really ever been pregnant. Now, I've been pregnant 5 times. The first was a miscarriage, gave birth to 4. So you bet your ass I zoomed in on that ultrasound screen. And this is a close-up of the screen, which led me to do a deep dive into the stages of pregnancy, which I've done, back in the day when I was pregnant, but it's been a while. It's hard to see a lot of detail in that picture. Based on her stomach size and the size of what we can see, it would be safe to presume this is the viability ultrasound, that they determine if there's a heartbeat, which they can do as early as 6 weeks. And this is what it looks like at 6 weeks, and this is what it looks like at 8 weeks. Wanted to compare that to her picture, but I don't have the technology to zoom in on it. I wasted 2 hours, except I learned that at 9 weeks they hiccup. I didn't know that.
But things took an even stranger turn recently. In May, Candace Owens made a claim that pushed this entire situation in a completely different direction. She alleged that on the day Charlie was shot, Erika might not have been where she originally said she was. That statement alone sent the internet into another frenzy of questions. Originally, Erika explained that she had been at the hospital with her mother that day receiving treatment. That was the story shared publicly at the time. But according to sources that Candace Owens recently mentioned, the timeline might look very different behind the scenes. Those sources claim Erika may have actually been at a hotel suite in Fort Huachuca instead. That claim alone has sent social media into a storm of speculation. When this situation first unfolded, Andrew Colbert reportedly tried to strongly support Erika's timeline. He publicly suggested that Erika and Charlie had dinner together the night before. He even shared a photo that was meant to back up that version of events, and that picture was reportedly taken by Erika herself. The image showed a hand holding a phone while walking alongside children. At the time, it was presented as proof that Erika was with her kids on September 9th at around 8:33 a.m. Pacific time. The moment was described as a simple morning walk before she supposedly headed into the office. Back then, that photo was meant to calm the conversation and settle the timeline once and for all. But now, new claims are starting to challenge that entire sequence of events. According to these newer allegations, Erika may not have even been with Charlie the night before. Instead, some reports claim she was allegedly spending time with Tracy Martin, a woman who has reportedly been connected to Erika's life for more than a decade. That detail alone suddenly shifts the emotional framing of the whole situation and gets people talking even louder. Because if Erika wasn't actually with her mother like she originally stated, then a different question immediately pops up. Why say that in the first place?
Hid. Not because I was embarrassed, not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private. But it's because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me, my baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
And if she was with Tracy that night, what exactly was going on? Observers online have pointed to years of photos showing Erika and Tracy spending a lot of time together. There are pictures from vacations, family holidays, and multiple events where they appear side by side again and again. Tracy seems to show up in many different chapters of Erika's life, which is why people keep revisiting those moments now. There are also claims circulating that Tracy's daughter, McKenna, may have worked as Erika's personal assistant at one point. For some people looking at all of this, it simply appears to be a long-term friendship. But for others watching from the outside, it opens the door to a completely different set of questions. And those questions are being debated loudly all across the internet right now. And this is the point where the speculation online really started getting louder. At first, people were only talking about one possible theory. Some believed Erika may have used a surrogate when it came to having children. That idea had already been floating around quietly in online discussions for quite some time. But once people started connecting it to other details, like the missing pregnancy photos, the confusing name shown on the ultrasound, and a few moments where information about her children seemed unclear, the conversation suddenly took a different turn. Because at that point, the theory wasn't just about surrogacy anymore. Some online commentators began suggesting something even more dramatic. They started questioning whether the children could biologically belong to someone within Erika's close circle.
Because I know we had a birth plan, and the only thing that went to plan on that birth plan was that we had a child.
That's right.
Everything else
went
out the window.
We had a great OD, may he rest in peace. Terrible story.
It's so sad.
That claim immediately sparked intense debates across social media. Now, to be clear, these are allegations circulating online, and they have not been publicly proven. Still, that hasn't stopped people from examining every detail they can find. From their perspective, certain pieces appear to line up in ways that raise even more questions. For example, supporters of that theory argue it could explain the absence of visible pregnancy photos. They say it might also explain why the ultrasound reportedly displayed a different last name. And according to those same voices online, it could explain why the topic of pregnancy seemed to be handled so privately, while many other parts of Erika's life were openly documented for the public to see. And that brings the conversation to an even bigger question that people online keep debating. If any of those rumors actually had some truth behind them, did Charlie know about it? Or was he seeing a completely different version of events compared to what the public believed at the time?
And this is shocking that Tracy's daughter is actually Erika's assistant. I'll put an allegedly there because we've got to confirm that information. But the source knows.
That's the part of the story that keeps people arguing across social media. These discussions had already been circulating online for quite a while, but recently, the situation took an even sharper turn when a new name started showing up in the conversation, Tyler Bauer. And once that name entered the discussion, the speculation suddenly became far more specific. Because now the talk wasn't just about secrecy or surrogacy anymore. The focus shifted to something even more serious. Paternity. Some sources circulating online have alleged that Tyler Bauer could potentially be the biological father of Erika's children. To be clear, there has been no confirmed public evidence proving that claim. Still, the rumor keeps spreading because some people believe certain timelines raise questions that haven't been fully explained. According to several reports being discussed online, the marriage between Erika and Charlie may not have been in the strongest place during that period. Some accounts suggest tensions had already been building and that the relationship was struggling behind the scenes. And if that timeline is accurate, it would completely change how many people interpret everything that happened next. By that point, the idea of divorce didn't seem like some distant possibility anymore. According to many people discussing the situation online, it was starting to look like a very real outcome that might have been approaching fast. Some observers began pointing to smaller details they believed hinted at tension inside the marriage. For example, a few people claimed Charlie was no longer wearing his wedding ring. Others said there were stories circulating that he had been sleeping on the couch. And according to critics who were watching closely, Erika reportedly didn't kiss him goodbye the day before everything happened. Each of those details might seem small on its own, but when people line them up together, they start forming a narrative that many online commentators continue to debate loudly. That's exactly how the speculation kept building. Then another moment entered the conversation and sparked even more discussion. Erika publicly shared what she described as Charlie's final letter to her. The message spoke about his deep love for Erika and praised her in emotional terms. But critics quickly started questioning why such a deeply personal letter would be released publicly in the first place. Some skeptics even went as far as wondering whether the letter could truly be authentic. However, no verified public evidence has confirmed those claims, and the debate around that letter continues to stir strong reactions online. Still, once that letter was shared so publicly, it guaranteed that every single word would be examined and debated. People online immediately began breaking it down line by line, looking for deeper meaning. And that's when another detail entered the conversation, one that continues to raise eyebrows even now. Some reports circulating online have suggested that Erika may have been at a resort when Charlie was shot, not at home and not at the location she originally described.
He was to tell his story, but he also had to include the part where he claims that he saw Erika Kirk the night before, also on Fort Huachuca at Candlewood Inn and Suites, okay?
Those reports remain disputed, but they've continued to fuel heavy speculation across social media. If the marriage was already under strain around that time, people quickly began asking another question. What exactly did Charlie know? Because if Tyler Bauer had introduced Erika to Charlie years earlier, and if the rumors about past connections between them were true, some observers believe that detail could reshape the timeline people thought they understood. And that's where the speculation online becomes even more intense. Some commentators suggest that if private conversations about DNA or paternity had ever happened behind closed doors, it could dramatically change how many people interpret the entire situation. To be clear, there is currently no publicly confirmed DNA report supporting those claims, but the possibility alone has kept the internet talking and analyzing every small detail connected to the story. But recently, Candace Owens added another twist to the story. In her series Ride of Charlie, she hinted that she may have information that could challenge Erika's public image as the perfect political spouse. According to Candace, the next reveal could seriously change how people look at this entire situation. And one detail keeps catching people's attention: the name Tyler Bauer. That name has appeared in several different chapters of Erika and Charlie's story, from the time before they met, throughout their marriage, and now again during conversations about how everything may have fallen apart. And when the same name keeps popping up in multiple moments of a story like this, people are naturally going to start paying attention. Patterns matter, and that's exactly what online observers keep pointing out. Whether those connections are meaningful or just coincidence is still being debated. But right now, Tyler Bauer's name keeps landing right in the middle of a pattern that many people online say they simply can't ignore. That's a big reason why the speculation refuses to disappear. The major questions are still hanging in the air. Why was Erika reportedly gone the night before Charlie's shooting? Was she truly with Tracy that night like some people believe? Or is there another explanation that hasn't been clearly addressed yet? Then there are the ongoing rumors people keep debating across the internet. Some claim Tracy may have played a much deeper role in Erika's life. Others say it was simply a long-standing friendship and nothing more. Right now, there are a lot of theories, a lot of opinions, and a lot of heated discussions happening online. So after hearing all these details and claims being debated, one question remains. What do you think about everything that's been discussed here? So what do you think about all of this? Are these connections just strange coincidences? Or do you believe there are still major questions that haven't been fully answered yet? A lot of people online clearly think there's more to this story, and the debate just keeps getting louder. Drop your thoughts down in the comments below because we want to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone else who's been following this story too. Your support really helps the channel grow. Also, check out the next video appearing on your screen right now, because this story actually gets even messier from here.